Good day, everyone. Father Jim here. Hope you're doing well. And it is Sunday, the Lord's Day. It is the 25th day of February, and it is the second Sunday of Lent. So I'll be reading from our first reading today, all the way back in the book of Genesis, as we hear a little bit from the Abraham story, and then we'll be jumping forward into the gospel as well. So, starting off, first of all, with the first reading, Genesis chapter 22, beginning with the first verse. God put Abraham to the test. He called to him, Abraham. Here I am, he replied. Then God said, Take your son Isaac, your only one whom you love. Go to the land of Moriah, and there you shall offer him up as a holocaust on a height that I will point out to you. When they came to the place of which God had told him, Abraham built an altar there and arranged the wood on it. Then he reached out and took the knife to slaughter his son. But the Lord's messenger called to him from heaven, Abraham, Abraham. Here I am, he answered. Do not lay your hand on the boy, said the messenger. Do not do the least thing to him. I know now how devoted you are to God, since you did not withhold from me your beloved son. As Abraham looked about, he spied a ram caught by its horns in the thicket. So he went and took the ram and offered it up as a holocaust in place of his son. Again the Lord's messenger called to Abraham from heaven and said, I swear by myself, declares the Lord, that because you acted as you did, in not withholding from me your beloved son, I will bless you abundantly and make your descendants as countless as the stars of the sky and the sands of the seashore. Your descendants shall take possession of the gates of their enemies, and in your descendants all the nations of the earth shall find blessing. All this because you obeyed my command. Our gospel, of course, comes from Mark chapter 9, beginning at verse 2. And Jesus took Peter, James, and John and led them up a high mountain apart by themselves. And he was transfigured before them, and his clothes became dazzling white, such as no fuller on earth could bleach them. Then Elijah appeared to them along with Moses, and they were conversing with Jesus. And Peter said to Jesus in reply, Rabbi, it is good that we are here. Let us make 3 tents, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. He hardly knew what to say. They were so terrified. Then a cloud came, casting a shadow over them. From the cloud came a voice, This is my beloved Son, listen to him. And suddenly looking around, they no longer saw anyone but Jesus alone with them. And as they were coming down from the mountain, he charged them not to relate what they had seen to anyone, except when the Son of Man had risen from the dead. So they kept the matter to themselves, questioning what rising from the dead meant. This is my beloved Son, listen to him. Well, we all know we should listen to Christ. We have all been told we should do as God commands. There is a prayer that begins, Father, I abandon myself into your hands. Do with me what you will. Well, most of us would affirm this sentiment on some level if we really take a moment to really sit down with the idea of abandoning ourselves into God's hands, of letting go of what we want and asking God to do what only he wills. Well, I think some of us, myself included, might begin to squirm a little bit. And then we have the story of Abraham and Isaac. Abraham did not squirm. God wanted Abraham to see how he would provide for him. God wanted Abraham to know that he could trust every command given by him because he would always act, would always provide, and would always love him. And Abraham trusts in God's goodness. We are reminded that God did not spare his own son, but handed him over to all of us. And he'll give us everything we need along with his son. And there it is. That's the depth of God's love for us. God, who gave us his beloved son, commands us This is my beloved Son. Listen to him. Our God did not hold back anything, not even his beloved Son, to lead us to the goodness he desires for us. In the Transfiguration, he shows us the glory that awaits us when we live in love and in service of him. And this God is present here today with us. So in this sacred season of Lent, as we enter upon this second week, God is inviting us to listen more closely to his beloved Son. And again, I'm going to reiterate it. You can't do that in a noisy world. We have to find the quiet, the silence. So we need to find where that little retreat area is, that quiet corner at home, somewhere. We need to find it, because we need to listen more closely to his beloved Son. And we're only going to hear him in the quiet and the silence. And this is the love that leads us through our Lenten journey, through our lives. May we in this sacrament grow in trust and learn to follow Christ's voice in all that we do. So I hope everything goes well for you today on this Sunday. Make sure you get to church. Let's continue to celebrate the Lord's love for us. And let's keep praying for one another, as those saints have been praying for us in heaven, guiding us along the way as well with those prayers. Keep praying. That's what it's all about, connecting ourselves to the Lord. Have a great day. God bless.